absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this podcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to G.W.R. Gonzo'S Wrestling Room. Sorry, I got a lot of things pulled up because we got a couple guests, plus we have all the promo things. So it takes me a minute to make sure I'm clicking on everything. Plus, I wanted to get those two graphics up before I added us into the stream.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Real quick, I just want to let everybody know and let you guys know what my plan is. We'll do the promo battle, the second round this week, of course. We'll announce the first round winner, and then we won't do one the 20th, and because we will announce that winner on the 20th, and then we will do the championship on the 27th. That sound good to you guys?
Yeah.
That was kind of my plan. So hopefully everybody's doing good out there. Chris, did you have anything else before we move on?
No.
Okay, we're going to bring in a special guest from AACW to talk about the big show they got coming up. I believe, Mark, that's this Saturday, right?
Yes, this Saturday.
This Saturday, we're going to bring in Travis Southern.
Hello, guys. How's it going?
Going good. How you doing?
Oh, I am super ecstatic for Saturday. This is one of my favorite shows of the year for AACW. So I am really hyped and really pumped for it. So I'm glad you guys are allowing me to be on here to kind of talk about it a little bit.
Oh, yeah, no problem at all. We like having people from AACW on anytime. Well, why don't you tell us about this big show this weekend?
So this is our Eternal Excellence Rumble. So this is the only time that any person that's on a roster or gets invited to come and be in this battle royal. It is for whoever wins the battle royal will become the new EEC Eternal Excellence champion. So you can any person, and not even saying a man, any person can enter the Rumble, and if they can outlast all the other competitors, they are the new Eternal Excellence champion. So, and it's not something that is very easy to do going in as a champion, because I did that last year and did not walk out with it. So I was eliminated. So it is, anybody can get it. So it's very fun. It's there's always a lot of surprises, and I do have a list of confirmed some of the wrestlers that have already confirmed that are going to be in there. If you would like me to go over those, I can kind of go over those with you a little bit if you'd like.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so of course Congo Kong is our champion currently, so of course he'll be in there. Tate Manson, everybody's favorite sick fiend. Jake Elliott, the Tanner Kelly, Christian Cash, Juice Huerta, my favorite person, of course, Cruiser. Bobo Brazil Jr. will be in the Rumble. El Grande Jefe, Serpentine Solida, Krispy Kreme, and Dark Suede have all been confirmed to be in the Rumble. There's going to be more to come. Just right now, these are the ones that have confirmed to us and management that they're going to be in the Rumble. So, and there's always going to be surprises, people that aren't going to be announced, but that's the beginning of the ones that have told us they're going to be in it.
I'm sure Krispy Kreme is on the top of Dad's list to win it. That's
Oh
what he-
yeah, definitely. He's one of my favorites.
Uh,
I know who
oh, he's
Marcus's favorite. I know who Marcus's favorite is. It's got to be the Tanner Kelly.
Shit,
of course.
yeah, it is. You know it. I'm
Or-
just happy
or
to see
his-
Dark Suede will be there.
or his favorite new commentary partner, Bobo Brazil Jr.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
now that he got to do the commentary with Bobo, he may be like, "Oh, Bobo's my guy now." So, and I know he's always been your guy. But
Yeah, I was saying, he's always been my
now
guy.
you get that little extra thing for you now. So
You've got to commentate with him. Now your next step, you need to be his manager for a match.
Oh, I
there
do
you go.
that.
I can make that
It's
happen.
better than getting in
Marcus.
there
I
and being
can,
his next opponent.
yeah, that's for sure.
So this show is this Saturday.
Yep, this Saturday. The show starts at 7:05. So I know we've already got one confirmed match. I know another one's getting ready to if it hasn't been already, but the FOE and Oh So Delicious are going against each other for the AACW Tag Champions. So that match is confirmed. We'll probably have one or two more besides the Rumble. So I know for a fact, but that one's been announced. So that's another one of the matches. So that'll be really good too. So I know Bob Steele did one of your promos. So I know that he likes getting his name out there. So I'll make sure I say that. So
Yeah, definitely. No, you said the show's at 7:05. Doors open. What, about 6?
yep, a little after 6. Yep.
And how much are the ticket prices for the show?
Normally they, I don't normally do it. Normally I believe they're only $10. Ringside. I don't know how much are they. I'm not sure how much they
They've
are.
been doing 15 for front row, 12 for the rest of the floor, and 10 for the bleacher.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I was gonna say I knew one of them was $10. I don't buy tickets, so I don't know. So that's all some other people to deal with that kind of stuff. But yes,
we
thank
don't
you,
need
Marcus.
Hug on our ass because you give the ticket prices wrong.
I know. So,
But he
thank
would.
you for thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for correcting me, Marcus.
All tickets are free.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
For Marcus,
Went to
fine.
GWR to get it for free because Travis
Yeah.
said. Yep.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So yeah, Marcus has that amount. So yes, I'm sorry about that.
You guys will mess around and get Travis in trouble here.
I know it.
Travis could get himself in trouble. We don't need my help.
Story of my life. I don't need his help. I can do it enough on my own.
I was gonna say he's banned. I'm gonna have to do it from now on. He's banned. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a great show. Do you have? Do you think maybe the top 2 or 3 favorites might be for this big Rumble that's in it? I know you can't say the surprises or anything.
Oh
but-
yeah, no, it's like, but that's the thing with the Rumble is that anybody has a chance. So you just have to be in the right place at the right time. I mean, you could be the number 1 person in there. Have we seen it? Anytime that the Royal Rumble, you've had guys that come in at number 1 and last for over an hour, and it doesn't really matter. It's how good are you at avoiding confrontations or having somebody else do your dirty work for you. So we've got some people in there that don't like each other, and what happens if you guys get a hold of each other, and Tanner Kelly and of course I'm sorry the Tanner Kelly. There's a lot of people that don't like him. So how long is he going to be in there? If we get some people that you get 3 or 4 guys in there, he may not last very long. So it's you make your enemies before the Rumble, and then you get to deal with them at the Rumble. So that's normally how it goes. But me personally, I mean, I'm always going to go. It's even though the champion has the disadvantage of doing this, Congo Kong is going to be really hard to throw over the ropes. So, I mean, me personally, with knowing him as long as I have and knowing the type of competitor that he is, I mean, he would be on my list as somebody that I would feel has a really good shot of walking out with the title.
Oh, I agree. That's a good pick. Can't go wrong with Congo. That's for sure.
You definitely cannot go wrong with Congo. But Cruiser's on a heck of a. I've had some issues with him, but he's been on a heck of a run here lately. Christian Cash. I mean, he's been around forever. He's one of those ones that you don't know what's going to happen. But then you also have guys like Tate Manson, or Dark Sway doesn't come in very often when he's able to, but he's somebody that you have to look out for. So there's all these guys that you just never know. So you just have to You just have to be there and see what's going to happen. What do you charge to be in the ring? Get a hold of somebody in the website for AACW and let us know, and we'll see what we can do for you. So.
Yeah, we've been to the Rumble, me and Chris, before. They put on a great show. So definitely go check this show out. Can't beat the ticket prices. You'll be fully entertained. And AACW does a great job, every month. So I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, nerd. Kelly, I love you, but I know you just love the gyration, but I'm not who I would pick. Sorry. That's your thing. More power to you, but that's not my cup of tea. So I'm gonna stick with Congo. You can go with nerd if you want, but I'm gonna stick with Congo.
Yeah. Who you going with, Chris? You going with nerd too?
No, I'm gonna go with Congo. I don't know who's gonna get Congo's big ass out of that ring.
I agree. Well, I'll tell you one, somebody, if they're in it, because I know they're in a tag team, but he mentioned Bob Steele. Bob Steele would be a dangerous guy if he happened to be in the Rumble. I'm not saying that he is, but if he entered that Rumble, he would be a tough competitor.
Yeah, he's another guy that I would be if he was, because he's not on this list yet, but we have until Saturday for him to decide if he wants to be in it. If he is, yes, he would be another tough guy. But him and I'd like to see, if it comes down to him and Congo, man, I think that would be a barn burner right there.
That'd be worth price of admission for sure. Hey, well,
sure.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thank you guys, and come out Saturday for the EEC, the Eternal Excellence Championship Rumble. You guys are not gonna miss a beat if you guys come out. It's gonna be a hell of a show.
Well, have a good night. We appreciate you coming on.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Okay, Marcus, let's go right into the Marcus Fine Independent Wrestling report. Then we'll announce our first round winner for our promo battle tournament, and then do the second round.
All right. Well, he forgot to mention it is also AACW's 11th anniversary.
Okay.
This month. So AACW has been in existence for 11 years. And I think I've been at most of the shows with maybe 4. So, and I think this is my third. I think this is the third year for the EEC Rumble, and I think I've been to all of them. So,
yeah,
I know that one year had like 55 people in it or something. They just kept coming. So you don't know how many people is going to be in this, and you don't know who's going to show up. I can't tell you who's going to win because I'm not all sure who's coming yet. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Be there and find out. That's all I have to say. All right, here we go. I have some sad news, as everybody knows. This is going to be rough. We lost a couple people this past week, and we really need to send our prayers out to their families. First off, we lost Chris Wiley, which is the wife of T.S. Wiley, Todd Wiley. She passed away Saturday afternoon. She was fighting hard, but she lost the battle, and we need to send our prayers up to Todd's family, Krista's family, and everyone else involved in the WCWO family as well.
Now, Sunday.
Now, Joey called me almost midnight on Saturday.
Yeah.
So it was like 3 o'clock. And then we turned around, and I got a text message from Larry Poffo from NGW, who got a text from, well, I won't tell you who he got the text from, letting me know that we lost Mark Houston Saturday evening as well. He wrestled a lot around NGW, well, basically all over the state. He was one of the EWF champions, tag champions, wrestled for Hoosier Pro Wrestling, wrestled for Wrestling Theology, wrestled for NGW. I'm guessing he'd be a WCW. He's been all over the place. He even tried out at the Performance Center for WWE. I had the honor to ride down with him and the WWF referee Jason Ayers down to Columbus one time. Mark was a good man. This was a shock. He had complications from an injury that he had, and they're thinking it was blood clots or something. So please send your prayers up to his family and everyone involved with that as well. And then I do have a prayer request. Michael Sterrett, which gives us results every so often. his grandson is in Riley Hospital, and that's all I can tell you. I don't know what's wrong with the little kid, but the little boy. So that's what I have on prayers. Okay, now I got a whole slew of birthdays, but first off, the reason Warren Misery is not in the house tonight is because he got threatened by his wife. Today is Warren and Stephanie's wedding anniversary, so we want to wish them a happy anniversary. So Warren, enjoy your steak or wherever you happen to take her, but that's why he could not be here tonight. And on top of that, I also found out that Chris Chaos and his wife's anniversary is also today. And I talked to Warren, and they both got married on the same day, but not at the same location. So I guess the running joke between the two of them is that they couldn't make the other's wedding because they had their own wedding to take care of. But so congratulations to Warren and Stephanie, and as well as Mr. and Mrs. Chaos for their anniversaries today. So
I don't think Warren's doing anything for his anniversary tonight. I think he
oh
ain't on.
no, if you know Stephanie, he's doing.
I think he ain't on the day because the Detroit Lions got their ass beat last night. He don't want to show his face today. I think that's why Warren's not on tonight.
I got a feeling maybe the truth ain't come out. I think maybe Warren and Chaos got married 11 years ago today. Is what I think. I think if the truth came out, we'll have to do some research on this.
We don't want to go there, but you already did, Tony. So anyhow. So Jared Savage, if you hear that, no, we are not PG around here, buddy. Don't worry about it. So, okay, I have a whole bunch of birthdays here. So today, the AACW, I guess it's the former ladies champion, AACW ladies wrestler Jensen's birthday is today. Bobby Blade, who we had on the show a few weeks ago, his birthday's today. Luis Rojas, he's the brother of Jeremy Hagley, wrestles for NGW and several other places in the state. His birthday's today. And Sybil Starr, who I know she worked at the EWF for a while, and I'm not sure where she works up in Michigan. I think she's part of Dan Severn's company as well. Her birthday is today. Then we skip all the way to Thursday. Christopher's birthday is on Thursday. He is a Kentucky wrestling personality. WCWO's Michelle Bird, who helped set up the ring and the entrances. Her birthday is Thursday. Dalton McKenzie's birthday is on Friday. We've seen him at Warrior Pro. Referee Jerry Koloff, I think that's how you say his last name. He's an NGW referee. His birthday is on Friday. FEW wrestler Crystal Moon's birthday is on Sunday. Excalibur's birthday is on Sunday. And Dirty Bird Rooster's birthday is on Sunday. So happy birthday to all of them. I'll go ahead and do the shirt before I do the results. It's probably my last shirt unless I can scrounge up another one. We're going to keep with the theme of micros. This is from Baby Jesus, the micro Baby Jesus. That's the front. Of course, the back has his catchphrases. And this, of course, you can get these for about $40 at the Microtorium in Pigeon Forge and anywhere the micros are on location. So I may have a few more of them. Okay, here we go with results. I'm going to do the ones at the shows I was not at first. Thanks to Steve Butler, he went to White River Wrestling in Lapel on Friday the 10th. Lord Crew pinned Ashton Adonis. Lad Tempest defeated Savio Lavone by a submission. Cameron Avery pinned Carter Kaufman. Ace Perry pinned Jake Bailey. Dalton McKenzie, who just has had his birthday coming up this week, pinned Jack Vaughn. Book Hemingway pinned Beck Reeves, and Jake Oman pinned Elijah Arrows to retain the WRW Championship. Then thanks to my good buddy Wes Ryan, he was in St. Paul for WCWO Saturday. WCWO Gunslinger Champion Maliko defeated CJ Cyclone in a non-title match. Phoenix defeated Cousin Cooter to retain the WCW territorial title. Waterboy defeated Oso Pierce. Mark Magnus defeated Billy Palmer. Then after intermission, Zach Nova defeated Mike Noble in a steel cage. The Two Loud Strays defeated Slaughterhouse in a steel cage to retain the WCW tag titles. And Maliko defeated David Light and Troy Valentine in a steel cage to retain the WCW Gunslinger title. Okay, then Kelly and I was at the WCW Outlaw Arena on Friday. Maliko defeated Pogo. He retained his WCW Gunslinger title. WCW Tag Team Champions Timmy Jackson and Andre Stray defeated CJ Cyclone and Billy Palmer in a non-title match. Waterboy defeated Tanner Saturn. Pharaoh King defeated Cameron Saturn. WCW Outlaw Champion Jordan James defeated Eric Onyx in a non-title match. Will Asher and Jackson Morgan defeated Troy Valentine and Oso Pierce. My match of the night, Brody Botkins defeated Dylan Dynamite. And a second match of the night, Mark Magnus and Zach Nova defeated Mike Noble and WCW Territorial Champion Phoenix. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the other one, and then I'll do the Timmy takedown because I got to give everybody the preference on that. Kelly and I was at Wrestling Theology Into the Darkness in Anderson, Indiana on Saturday. Carlos Santiago defeated Biohazard. Chuckles the Clown defeated MB Funk. Warhorse defeated Levi Blackstone. No, it's Levi Black Smoke and Leadfoot. Chris Owens defeated the WTF US champion Juwan Thomas via countout. Noel Summit defeated Mayari. And Casey Clay in a triple threat. She retained the ladies title. Adam Rorges defeated Jared Kripke. And then Warhorse defeated the Gruesome Twosome. And Apollo Star defeated Jeremy Hadley to retain the WTF Belt of Truth Championship. That was my match of the night. Then we just happened to hit a special event. Let me get this set up. The 24th annual Timmy Takedown event, which took place in Kirkland, Indiana. Now, this isn't like any other wrestling show that it's not a traditional wrestling show. Let me read these things off. I've got to find them to give you the story on what's going on here. Okay, let me get this pulled up. Okay, this is on the Timmy Takedown website. Wheelchairs are thrown to the side, walkers forgotten, and abilities highlighted as each wrestler steals the spotlight. The Timmy Takedown is a special wrestling event for children with many different disabilities to showcase their amazing abilities against Dr. Doom, founder of the Timmy Global Health, and his evil tag team partners. And it was a free event. So we went over to see it, and we had a ball. This was really cool. 24th annual Timmy Takedown event, Kirkland, Indiana, Saturday afternoon, the 11th of October. The wrestlers, they had three doctors, actual doctors, Dr. Chuck Deaston, also known as Dr. Doom, the Zaniac, and Ryan Baker. Now, that was your doctors. Then they had three wrestlers, Mighty Joe Pittman, Aaron Anarchy, and Ghost Corona. The ring announcer was Diamond Dan, the referee was David Lee, and the ringside photographer was Scott Romer. Now, here is the results. Gannon Mosley, also known as Andrew Blade. Now, what they did was all the wrestlers and the doctors were all in there together. All six of them were on ringside. They were just tagging in and out and everything. And then a kid would get in there and do his thing. And they'd all, so all the doctors and the wrestlers were always there. So whoever got pinned is whoever got pinned. So Gannon Mosley, also known as Andrew Blade, pinned Ghost Corona. Katrina Harrison, also known as the Smiling Assassin, pinned Ryan the Baker. Gibson, also known as Electra Enigma, pinned Dr. Doom and Aaron Anarchy. He pinned two of them. Liam John, also known as LOP, pinned the Zaniac. Kendall Hiss, also known as Miss Hiss, with her brother Hunter, pinned Ghost Corona, while Ghost pinned Dr. Doom. Cannon Hoops, also known as King Cannonball with his dad, pinned Ghost Corona. Pedro Lopez, also known as the Phoenix Hero, pinned Aaron Anarchy. And the main event saw Bryson the Metalhead pin Aaron Anarchy. So it was a free event, very well done. It was, like I said, it was nothing traditional that I've ever seen, but it was a good time had by all, and they had a really good crowd too. So I believe I am done.
That sounds like an awesome event. Something very, very different.
Yeah, it was. And Kelly, because she says, well, what time we got to leave? Because we was going to Anderson. So we got to leave between 3 and 3:30. She says, the Timmy Takedown's at 1:30, and it was 10 miles from the house because literally it's still in the county. So I said, all right. And I reached out to Diamond Dan to get the legits. And he said, yeah, you can park across the street. Well, we ended up parking behind the ring. It was really close. And yeah, it was a good time.
Awesome.
So,
Well, okay, guys, we'll start with our promo battle.
yeah, like Kelly said, because several of them kids were in wheelchairs. And the doctors and the parents got the kid out of the wheelchair, put him in the ring, and basically what happened was the wrestlers would run up to him and barely touch him, but then they take backflips and bumps, and it was really well done. And I hope we get to do it again next year. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. First of all, we'll announce our winner for the promo battle number 1 from last week, from the voting, and that winner is Bob Steele. So Bob won round 1, and he will take on the winner of this round we're getting ready to do, and we will show that video, that competition, on the 27th. We will announce the winner from this competition we're getting ready to have next Monday, the 20th. Our 4 contestants are Buck Sexton, Mike Noble, Brody Botkins, and TJ Powers for this week. And Chris, want me to just call out a name and you play?
Yep.
Okay, well let's start off with Mike Noble.
Gonzo'S Wrestling Room. Marcus, Miss Kelly, Tony, Chris, Warren, my guy. As you guys already know by now, this is the generational hater, Mr. Friday Night, Mr. Must See, a man of many names, but you could call him one of the greatest tag team wrestlers in Indiana, and your AVW No Limits champion. I gotta say, they asked me to do his promo and uplift them, but Chris, Tony, there's nothing really to uplift considering you guys are both an average of combined height of 5'5". The only thing you guys need to lift up is maybe a couple of inches in the heels of your shoes. Marcus, Kelly, the Road Warriors, the most consistent people in G.W.R. and independent wrestling as fans. It's respectable, it's commendable, but the problem is the disrespect, the hate on the triple champion, the new age belt collector. You see that? Now, this is a celebration of years of you guys' hard work, and I will commend you for that. But this is also a celebration and a reminder that for years to come, the only thing that G.W.R. should care about is Mike Noble. Because when it comes to everybody else, sorry, all that weight's getting a little heavy on me. There's nobody quite like Noble. And G.W.R., I know you guys recognize that. I'll be seeing you guys around.
That was our first contestant, Mike Noble. Let's go to those.
I think he gave us a few inches. I don't know if we'd be 5'5" combined.
I don't know. Yeah, proper close. Our next contestant is the Buck Sexton.
G.W.R. I'm not going to be like everybody else and run you down, all right? Because G.W.R. has been an important piece of Indiana's independent wrestling for years now. Just like the Buck Sexton. Okay, yeah, this doesn't feel right. There we go. That's better. Who would have ever thought that I would talk about you 4 or 5 or however many idiots you have at the show now in anything but disdain? I can't believe you guys would try to pair me up against these other 7 guys in a tournament that should just be named after the Buck Sexton. There's not a person in this state, whether they're on a podcast or not, that can hold a candle to me on a microphone. So everybody, have fun finishing second because the Buck Sexton owns every microphone in Indiana.
Okay, that was contestant number 2, the Buck Sexton. Let's go to number 3, Brody Botkins.
Brody.
Yes.
So I want to address something real quick. You know, as I'm sitting here on my couch, just got in from a flight, just got back from another state doing another show, I get a call from Tony Gonzalez. Chris Gonzalez. Most of you know them as G.W.R. Saying, you know, hey, we're going to do this thing on our podcast, which nobody cares about your lame-ass podcast that you talk about nothing on. We're going to do this promo off, and we thought you would be a good candidate. Did you really? Because who freaking else would be a better candidate than Brody freaking Botkins? As I'm sitting here relaxing, I get my time interrupted by you schmucks. A guy that has short-term memory loss, Marcus Fine, who thinks he's the man, when clearly I'm the damn man around here. You got Tony Gonzalez and Chris Gonzalez that don't have a clue of what the hell they're talking about. And then you got Mr. Misery. He's the only one that's got any kind of sense on that show. So, if this is what you needed and this is what you wanted, this is what you got, G.W.R. You wanted a promo. You wanted me to tell you the truth. The truth is, your show sucks. Is that good enough for you?
Okay, that was number 3. It's Brody Botkins. And for our last contestant, Indiana legend, TJ Powers.
Hell, finally, GRW got some sense. You got the true man, the myth, the legend, superstar TJ Powers. Yeah, that's right. The true legend. And all I have to say about GRW is you guys couldn't find your way out of a wet bag if it was ripped. Chris and Tony, you guys run around in circles at McDonald's. Then you got the world's biggest jabroni, Marcus Fine. And then you have Warren Misery. If he's hanging out with you three guys, it has to be Misery. The only one worth anything on this show is Kelly. And Miss Kelly, you are the best. But for the rest of you, I really don't know where to start. But you can start one thing. The superstar's coming back. And when I come back, things ain't going to be nice.
Okay, that was contestant number 4. Like I said, the legend, TJ Powers. So, Chris will put this up on our website, and you guys can vote on it. Maybe 2 or 3 days or so. You guys, maybe 3 or 4 days, you guys can vote. Appreciate you guys voting. You can only vote one time. And we'll announce the winner next Monday, and then we'll set up our championship battle for the 27th. It's between, we already know, Bob Steele will be taking on one of these competitors. Guys, what you guys think of that round?
I was waiting on Chris. It was,
I'm waiting on both of you. You guys freeze up? Nobody.
I was waiting on Marcus.
yeah,
Okay,
it was good. It was good. It was good. It's going to be hard to tell who's going to take on Bob.
Yeah, well, Chris, what do you think of that round?
I thought it was good. I think TJ Powers might have been a little bit high because he forgot her name.
GRW.
I think we're GWR, not GRW.
I love it. I think we should change it to GRW. I think it sounds better. Okay, guys. Well, again, we appreciate you guys voting for this.
And real quick, if you missed the last week, the promos from last week's show, and you'd like to see them, they are up on our Facebook page. If you would like to see those, if you wanted to see Bob Still from last week who won, and then these ones all have up on our Facebook page here later this evening.
Yep. Yeah, get on there and vote. We'd appreciate it. Okay, guys, I think we're ready to bring our special guest in for rapid fire. Jared Savage.
Hold on, I'm working on it.
How's it going, Mr. Savage?
Well, I'm here on the show. I'm doing great.
And we're excited to have
This
you.
is about to pick up. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. How this is going to work, Marcus will go first. He will throw in some questions every now and then from Warren Misery, who's not here today. Warren celebrating an anniversary from with his wife. And also,
So he's just too busy to be on here with a guy that he managed a couple times. Wow. Way to support me, man. No, I'm kidding. Happy anniversary, brother.
He's scared of his wife more than he is you. I'm sorry.
We all are scared of his wife more than we are.
Yeah, his
No,
wife's pretty
dude, I
scared.
get that, and trust me, I get that.
So Marcus will go first, and then I'll go second, and then Chris will go last. And like I said, I know Kelly will have some questions in there, and also Marcus will have some from Warren. So Marcus, let's get things started.
Okay, well, again, thank you very much. I know this was like a last-minute fill-in because somebody didn't want to come on tonight, so he couldn't come on tonight. I better say it that way. But thank you. I mean, we seen you on Superfly Johnny's website podcast a few days ago. I thought, hey, I wonder if I get him on there, and sure enough, you said yes. So here we are. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem. I appreciate being on here.
My first question is always, when did you become interested in professional wrestling?
I've always loved it. I mean, it was honestly there my whole life. I can't remember a time that wrestling wasn't there. My grandpa watched it, my cousins, literally everybody. So, yeah, it's been like since day one I've been a wrestling fan.
I'll tell you what, most of the wrestlers we've talked to, guys, about I think almost all of them have said either they've started watching them with their grandmother or their grandfather, or both. It seems that way, doesn't it?
Well, that's how I got started too.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool though. I'm glad to have that in common with a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Mark, you want to do one from more?
Okay, let's see. All right. He always asks, if you can go back in time and get a front row seat to any event ever, what event would you want to be at?
Any event ever, huh? I'm gonna say ECW Guilty as Charged 99.
That's a good one.
That's the first ECW one we've done. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Oh man, I've always loved ECW, so yeah, that's like easy.
My question is, where did your inspiration for your character come from?
I came from multiple people. I mean, I always liked the monsters in wrestling. I mean, as a kid, I grew up. Kane was my favorite wrestler. Eventually he took the mask off. Taker came back, doing the dead man stuff, and I always loved Undertaker. So, gravitated towards him. Abyss, he's another inspiration. A lot of the Japanese guys too, like, the people who did the Japanese monster gimmicks, like when Corporal Kirchner did, Leatherface. That's a big inspiration. Vader is a huge inspiration. Like I said, it's kind of a mixture of plenty of different people, and that's just from the wrestling side. I mean, there's plenty of other inspiration too. I mean, of course, the horror character Leatherface and Michael Myers, all the horror slashers, that all plays a factor. And then my music stuff, my buddies, some of my best friends, they do music. They're named Ala Zulu. They're a huge, huge part of this. Without them, you wouldn't see the forever face, and that's I think what took a huge turn in my character and shaped me to what I am. So thank you to them for that. Like I said, it's a big old melting pot of multiple different things.
Okay. Chris?
I'm gonna go with Kelly's question real quick first.
Okay.
Trying to get back up here to Kelly wants to know who your favorite super fan is, Kelly or Marcus.
Oh man, you really gotta do that to me. Oh man, I feel like everyone's gonna probably say this, but Kelly.
Yeah, everybody says
Even,
that.
Pretty much.
don't get me wrong though, Marcus, you're great. Like listen, real quick, Marcus is a huge like help as far as me getting my foot in the door in places. He was one of the people that I was suggested to talk to when I first moved to the Midwest back in 2022. Shout out to Sign Guy. Thank you for hooking me up with Marcus. I really do appreciate it.
It's awesome.
And then my question is, how long have you been in the wrestling business, and how did you get started in the business?
So I've been in business for 12 years now. I started, well, as far as training, I started actually a lot like earlier than that. I started, it's like about 13, about to be 14. That's when I started training. I I knew some people who, they were part of the business. The one guy was just a ref, but he ended up telling me to come out to a free show. I ended up seeing my trainer there. A couple months later, I ended up messaging him about training. And my beginning is a little different than most. We didn't have a normal ring. We had a backyard ring base that we built with plans that we found on the internet. Um, he was fully trained, and he knew what he was doing. It's just at that time, we just didn't have money like that. That was before he, started his own company, which eventually he actually learned to build rings. So he sells rings now. But yeah, I started with him. He showed me the basics. Um, he showed me what psychology. That was a big thing I took away from him. There's a lot of stuff I've honestly learned as I went. I wouldn't say and I think that's just for everybody, but I I would say I've learned a lot more since just through my experiences, working with different people, being on shows with so many great talents and so many people I've been able to pick their brain. But yeah, it all started though in my grandparents' backyard, surprisingly. Hell, even when we did, like when we actually got a ring, we still trained there. I trained there up until they died, basically. So yeah, shout out to my grandparents too, man, because without them, paying for all the supplies and just being such a support, none of this would have ever happened. So.
Oh, just that, I want to add on real quick. When you because you said when you first came to Indiana, somebody introduced you to Marcus. Where were you wrestling at before you came in Indiana?
Oh, I mostly worked in the Key Peninsula area in Washington. Uh, I was trained, in that area, and that's where we mostly ran our shows. I worked for Northwest Pro. My trainer's name's J.D. Mason. Honestly, they have a really good product. Uh, I'll be very blunt. The Northwest, it's weird, very politicky, whatever. Wrestling's like that, but just really, it's a smaller place, so more bullshit, right? So I feel like they get kind of slept on a lot. But to be honest, they have really good production. They've been bringing in names lately. They always have awesome looking flyers. And it's more of an old school style. That's the big thing he taught me. Instead of, I'm not going to lie. I wanted to do all the moves and shit. I wanted to do just like everybody else. You have this idea of what you're going to be. Yeah, he showed me really quick that that's not what I was going to be. He taught me that it's not about the moves, it's about the story. And he really, he showed me the old school way, and I'm thankful he did. And that's what his product mostly is. And I was gonna say the guy who, like I said, the guy who introduced me to Marcus, his name's Sign Guy. A lot of people know him out up your guys' way. He rests for Pawcade every year. I know that there's a lot. He's got a good reputation with a lot of people. I know he's worked at the Dub. I'll say, he was a really huge help, and I really appreciate that he did that for me.
Okay, Marcus.
Well, I'm gonna kind of slip in there because Chris asked a question. You answered some. What is the big difference from working in the Pacific Northwest and the working here where we're at?
The talent is better here, and I'll say it straight out. It's there are guys up there and gals who are both just incredible talents, but it's not like here. Like, to be honest, the Midwest, there's so much more wrestling, so there's so much more talent, right? Um, because of that, you have to step up. Otherwise, you end up, falling under, and you can literally get swept under. And I realized that real quick. My first show, Elite Pro Wrestling, there's a lot of guys I saw on that show. Clayton Clark, Dalton Davis, Jason Levi, Colby Jack, a lot of people that I saw, and I was like, whoa, I gotta step up. Otherwise, I'm gonna get fucking squashed. That was like I said, I think that's a big difference. Also, like I said, politics, that's a big thing, but it feels like it's just kind of less of that maybe here. Well, I know it exists, but it's not so bad. You're still
Okay.
fun.
Marcus, want to do another Warren one?
I'll
Say
do
that
it the
again?
next. I'll do it the next round.
Okay. Okay. Next then will be me. Um, your favorite match you have been a part of?
Hmm. Let me think here on this one. I've had actually a lot of matches recently that I've really enjoyed. I'd say it's honestly a toss up, really. I'm gonna have to pick both. I worked Dalton Davis at EPW last year. Really enjoyed that just because me and him had worked before, and I didn't think it was my best performance. Getting to come back and redeem myself, and also just to step up, and have an awesome match with him. That was great. Um, my favorite though, by far, has to be me and Clayton Clark uh, for the Ascend the Throne tournament for Mad Bash Wrestling. That was an intense match, probably one of my best that I've had. Like I said, Clayton also, he made me step up. I was really thankful for that opportunity, and just the reaction of the crowd, everything was just exactly the way we wanted it. We had maybe one little mess up, so what? Shit happens, right? But great match. Now I won't name any other matches, but I'll definitely say uh every match that I've had with Colby Jack, fucking awesome. One of the best. Love being in there, him too. Just saying.
Okay.
I would
Chris?
name every one of those if I could have. Trust me.
Okay.
Those I think are worth being up as some of my favorites.
Okay. Chris?
What's something that you or what do you love most about the wrestling business, and what's something that you might hate about the wrestling business?
What I love about the wrestling business, you meet a lot of different people from all walks of life, and they all somehow like just kind of melt here, into this crazy world that we're a part of. Um, you also sometimes meet some shitty people. That happens, but I met a lot of really cool people, and you never really know who you're gonna meet, to be honest. When I was in Washington, I had met a handful of names, here and there. Out here, it's like you never really know because you could get booked on a show with who knows who? And they're more than likely going to be someone who's been somewhere. Maybe you've seen them on TV. I don't know. But it's one of my favorite things about all this. You just get to meet a lot of people. As far as the thing I probably hate the most, feel like, and I'm just saying like it is. I feel like a lot of people in the business, sadly though, have trouble just kind of like being themselves and not being, they're not. I don't want to say themselves in gimmick, right? Because it's not that. But it's like if you have a job, right? There's a work version of you, and then there's that home version of you. Honestly, of course, when I'm out there, you guys know I'm not this. I don't even talk when I'm out there. But you know what you see right now, this is me. Just chill, normal, whatever. Sometimes it seems like the wrestling business just has a lot of people who just don't do that. And I don't get it. I really don't. But it's teach their own. It's just weird to me. Because at the end of the day, we're all people. We all bleed the same. We all, breathe. We all do the same shit. We're just trying to get through this crazy life together. Some of us are just really blessed, though, to be a part of this business. But, like I said, I don't think it should change you as a person. Remember why you got here. Because you want to have fun. You want to make money. Make money, definitely. Money matters, but people should just be able to have fun and be themselves too.
Yep.
Marcus.
Okay, so how did you get here from the Pacific Northwest? Is that something you're wanting to talk about, or
Yeah, absolutely.
okay? I didn't know if it was a personal thing and you didn't want to go down that road, but
No, I'll say it. I'm an open book. I don't care. So I'm not gonna lie. Originally, I think what kick started it. Obviously, found someone, or whatever. I was like, oh, I'm gonna move out to the Midwest. But truthfully, I had been wanting to move to the Midwest probably since about 2016. I had made a lot of friends out this way, and I just thought, this is where I would rather be. I'd be happier here. Um, it proved to be right. Everything's been better since being here. I get to be around all my friends, which, the people that I'm talking about are, a big part of it is, people I mentioned earlier that are a huge part of my gimmick. Ala Zulalu. Some of my best friends, Billy Obey, Lee Carver, Joe Black. I'm really thankful to be friends with them because I didn't really have a lot in Washington. I kind of had wrestling, but I didn't have much else. And even then, with wrestling, all I had was, working once a month at the same place. Coming out here, it was like a whole new world. I was like, holy shit, people are going to give me opportunities. And, yeah, I think this has been the best decision I could have ever made. I definitely would have never expected to be in the two places that I've ended up. If you would have told me I would have ended up in Indiana, I would have told you you're fucking lying. And I didn't expect that. But hey, that's where I ended up at one point, and thankfully I've made a name for myself up there, and I'm very appreciative of that. It ended up being a blessing in disguise. I didn't realize how the wrestling scene was either. Like I had an idea, but man, was I blown away. Thankfully, Mad Bass Wrestling really helped open up that door so I could find out how amazing wrestling is here. But also Kentucky, that's another place, I didn't expect to end up being. That's where I'm at now, and that's where I'm about to start doing shows. I'm really excited for that too, because that's another place for people to see the Face Collector. I get to spread, all the destruction and all the hate. It's gonna be great.
Okay, Marcus, you have another one?
oh yeah, okay. Once again, if you could go back in time and change the outcome of a match, result, or stipulation, what would you change?
Now hold on though. Are we talking about my matches or just
No,
any
no,
match in
big
general?
time, big time.
All right, that's pretty easy. Goldberg and Bray Wyatt. Didn't need to happen. It did not need to happen. That really shit all over the Fiend. I was such a fan of everything that he was doing with that gimmick, and I still think it was some of the most interesting stuff to come out of WWE in a long time. But feeding him to fucking Goldberg? Oh, Goldberg is just like, I'll say like it is. Goldberg, he already has plenty of heat on him. Obviously, the Brett thing, and not to mention his match with Undertaker, or plenty of things we could go on about, right? So Goldberg already has enough heat on him, but like that didn't help him either. That just made everybody more mad. I don't know what they were thinking. They're thinking, oh, well, we're going to put him over so, he can have the title match. Well, that's great and all, but you put him over on the guy that so many people were fucking coming to see. People, let's be honest, man. There was a lot of people who were watching at that time just for The Fiend. Can't lie. After that, they didn't watch WWE for a while. It took me a while to come back to it. It's probably been like the last year or two, I'd say. That's probably when I started kind of watching again. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I would still watch like Manias and all the pay-per-views and shit, but I didn't even really want to watch because I was just, yeah, that's how much I didn't enjoy it.
Okay. My question is, if you could spend a week with any pro wrestler to train and learn from, who would you pick?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the people that I wish I could have chose, have all passed away. So, I'm gonna try to think of somebody that's still here. I would say if there is anybody right now, I would say I know this might sound kind of silly because he's way taller than me, but Braun Strowman. The reason why is because he's probably one of the most believable, big men in a while. Uh, I know that, he's had his hits and misses, and stuff, but I think I could definitely get an idea of once again how just to learn how to be a better big man, around someone like that. But like now, I want to say though, if this was all just a question of alive or dead, oh, that's the easy one. Tracy Smothers.
And we've heard that a lot.
We hear that a lot.
Man, it kills me how many people that I'm around who tell me stories about Tracy. Like I really wish I could have been here, way sooner. If I would have spent like, that 10 years in the Northwest out here, I would have already had, plenty of knowledge from Tracy. He sounded like a great guy. Sounded like he was very helpful. And that's something I definitely would have appreciated. But, life happens, But rest in peace, Tracy.
Chris?
Have you got to wrestle in any other states here in the Midwest besides Indiana and then now, of course, Kentucky?
Yeah, I've got to work in Illinois quite a bit. That's really about the only other place so far that I've got to work. I've been trying to, get bookings other places. I know that I had a couple set up like Ohio, West Virginia, stuff like that. But just like with everything in wrestling, you never know what's going to happen. Card subject change, you know, uh, shit happens. But this next year, I plan on ramping up the bookings again and getting myself out there. I'll just be very blunt. This last year, I haven't been able to take a lot of bookings. Life, kind of kicked my ass a little bit. So I've been working Elite Pro Wrestling each month, and I'll work for Mad Bash Wrestling as well. But once I have everything situated kind of by the end of the year, I'm going to start going more places. And I know for a fact, just kind of being where I'm at, as long as I'm getting my name out, down here in Kentucky, that'll lead me to Ohio, which that can lead me to West Virginia, like I'd like. And honestly, I just want to wrestle wherever I can.
Has there been a big difference from like Indiana to like Illinois, or I don't know if you've wrestled in Kentucky yet? Because I know you said there was a kind of big difference between Washington and here. With it being a lot closer, is there that big of a difference?
As far as over here, not really. No. It's kind of the same. I hate saying it, and I don't mean that in like a bad way, but like I think it's just because all these states are so close together and so many people, travel between all of them. You end up seeing a lot of the same people, all over. Like, for instance, when I would do Iowa every week, I would see a melting pot of people. I mean, you see people from like 01, you see people from AVW, you see people from Mad Bash, sometimes you see people from the Dub as well. Like, you really, like, to be real, it's just a big melting pot. So, it was like that everywhere else too. As far as Indiana, I've worked all over Indiana. I'm very fortunate, to have that opportunity as well. Because I know some guys who, they just work the certain areas, right? Marcus, I'm sure you know, because
Yep.
you go to shows everywhere. So, you'll see some guys that they just stick to their areas, which that's good. That's fine. That do what you do. But, you know, sometimes you'll see though, some of those same people though, that you see on the other places in the other spots. But as far as like Kentucky, I haven't got to work here yet, but I went to Kentucky Wrestling Federation. I want to say it was not this last weekend, but the weekend before. That felt pretty similar to everything. I mean, once again, seeing a lot of same people. Saw Zodi. Zodi was the main event. Um, yeah, it felt like the same vibe. I think really the only difference, like I said, really is just you just see some different faces, but the work rate's the same.
Okay. Marcus?
Okay, you had the opportunity to visit the Miss Elizabeth exhibit there at Frankfurt. Please tell us your opinion of that museum, please.
Man, I could go on and on about that one. That was awesome. Like to be honest, I had no clue uh, what Frankfurt exactly was. I just knew I was going to some little town in Kentucky. That's what I thought, right? Come to find out, I found out a lot about this place really quick. I found out it's the capital, which I didn't know that. I feel like a jackass for that, but hey, I don't keep up with that stuff. I'm a monster. Monsters shouldn't know, states and capitals and all this. Anyway, one of the other things I found out though, real quick, is that Miss Elizabeth is born and raised in here in Frankfort, Kentucky, and I found out by seeing an ad for the free exhibit they have down at the museum. It's like honestly about like 2 miles from my house. So of course I went. I've been there actually quite a bit, to be honest. I went there like I've checked it out every time I've went down for their drive-in gimmick that they do, where they'll play like like something wrestling related for whoever shows up. But I think it's really well done. I think it's really classy the way that they memorialize Elizabeth. From my understanding, her mother, before she passed away, had donated some of the items I'm pretty sure that's where like the dresses came from, etc. And there's some key pieces of stuff in there that like, I'll say like maybe some of the more, recognizable dresses weren't there. I'll say that. But something that I thought was really special because it was one of the most important matches in WrestleMania history, period. Her necklace that she wore the night that she, uh, led Macho Man to the ring for WrestleMania 3, that necklace is in there with a photo from her, her wearing it. And then there's also a handwritten note from the creator of the necklace. Uh, I thought that was really special because, like I said, I mean, Macho Man Steamboat, that was the standard for a long time. That was the bar for WrestleMania matches. So the fact that they have that there, that's incredible. Um, I think more people need to check it out. If you don't know about it, seriously look into it. I'm pretty sure it's the Capital City Museum, if I'm right.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and like I said, it's free. It's completely free. You don't have to pay anything. They do have some merch down there. Like they have a couple different Macho Man shirts and some Miss Elizabeth shirts as well. I think you can even get a poster and a couple other things. But like I said, it's an incredible thing to even have here. There's not really a lot of, in my, at least from my knowledge, there's not a lot of exhibits that are wrestling related, period, in the world, right? But this is something really special. And just a side note, uh, I've worked at a game store down here for a while, so I met a lot of people, and a lot of people have told me stories, especially finding out that I'm a wrestler. Had a lot of people tell me stories about knowing Elizabeth, um, just going to school with her. I mean, the high school she went to, that still stands here. Uh, Hell, Macho Man and Elizabeth they got married here. I mean, there's so much history that you wouldn't know about as far as, like I said, Macho Man and Elizabeth as a whole that is from here. So definitely, if you're ever in the area, come check it out because it's not going to be there forever. I think it's only there for 3 years. We're almost through year one, so come on down.
Okay. Marcus, do you have one for one?
Okay, he does the one about the band. Okay, if you were to wrestle on a WrestleMania, what band do you want to play you out to the ring?
Oh, that's easy. My boys, my brothers. Without them, I wouldn't be shit. So I gotta take them with me. I want Ala Zulalu. I want them to perform me out to the ring. Now I know the chances of this might be a little slim. There's some cussing there, and but I mean, hell, ICP was on SummerSlam. If ICP can be on SummerSlam, AXE can be on WrestleMania. So TKO, if you're checking this out. Listen, there's money. All right, there's money. The Zooligans, they'll pay. All right, they'll pay. We'll be there. Make it happen.
My question is a dream match that you would like to have seen on TV or something, and then also a dream match you would like to compete in yourself.
Dream match on TV.
How could have been a dream match you've seen live? I want one that you would like to have seen and one you would like to have competed in.
Okay. Well, I think the easier one, admittedly, to answer out of that is the one that competed in. There's actually two. One is just because they passed away. One is just maybe it could happen one day, but the one that passed away would have been Vader. I would have loved to work Vader. I'm not gonna lie, he would have probably beat the shit out of me a little bit. I know he was a little snug, but that would have been a dream match for sure. And also Shank Barzini. If I could work Shank Barzini, that would be awesome. But now, as far as matches, like dream match, as far as watching, honestly, I think it could have happened. It could have happened. Kane and Abyss. Any timeline of the careers, I don't really care. If you could have just put them together one time, that would have been awesome. Because they got a lot of comparisons, which rightfully so. But there's also a lot of differences in the characters. Uh, especially the way that they presented themselves and the way their style of working is. Like, for instance, Abyss, he sells with his hands a lot. Kane didn't really do that much. He still vocally sold, A lot of times you hear him selling. 'Cause like I said, I think that would have been my dream match.
Chris?
Yeah. What's the hardest part about getting yourself out there and getting being able to get booked on new shows?
Fighting the algorithm on social media. Networking really isn't that hard. You just go out there and meet people. You put yourself out there, you go to shows, you help a ring crew, you talk to people, befriend people. It's not hard to network. But when you have Facebook and all the other platforms shadow banning you because you don't want to pay money, that shit gets ridiculous. I won't lie. There's a point where I posted all the time. I don't post as much really anymore. I need to, but to tell you the truth, when I start posting a crazy lot again, you guys will actually see it because I'll be paying for the promotion. And I hate that I have to do that. But at the end of the day, you gotta spend money to make money. And sometimes that's just kind of the way it works. Uh, it just gets tiring, trying to put out I put a lot of time into my promos. I do the, cinematic movie style ones. And, like I said, that takes a lot of time. It's like I could go and just put up a camera and just shoot one, but my character wouldn't, why would it wouldn't make sense? I'm a horror character. I should be looking like a horror movie. But there's people who don't even see that shit. And that's ridiculous. But if I was paying money to promote that, people would see it.
Marcus, final question.
Final question. All right. We will go with who do you want to work that you have not worked yet? We'll go, and then we'll add a little bit to it so that you don't have the other one. And who do you want to work in the big time? But who do you want to work right now that you haven't? And then pick a big time wrestler you want to work. And I think you kind of already answered that once.
So, person I want to work that I haven't yet, Zodiac. I've came close to it. I've done seminars with him. I love the guy. He's great. Honestly, without him, he helped put me over, to get my name, out there here in Kentucky. So I appreciate him a lot. But he is definitely the one on the top of the list. And that also is because he is active. If Shank was active, admittedly, I think Shank would take that. But Zodi is definitely the match that I want, and I'm really hoping that somebody books it soon because I think we'd have a great match, and also it's a learning experience for me. I'm trying to soak up knowledge, and he is a guy that I've already got some knowledge from. Let me get some more knowledge by being in the ring with him. As far as big time, Otis.
Hell, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think he's a little taller than me, but we have a very similar build. he's more jacked. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not as jacked as he is, but we got that short, stumpy shit going on. I
Yeah.
think we're both balding the same too, really, if you think about it. So I think we'd have fun.
Yeah,
He'd be
I love
awesome.
Otis. I love Otis. That'd be great.
That would be.
Also, he seems like a kind of guy too that like after working him, he'd probably be like one of the funnest people to be around. So
I bet. Mark, do you have anything else for Warren?
Yeah, I do. He always asks, "Are you NWO or DX?"
oh man, that's tough because as a kid I was more of an attitude era guy. I mean, I loved both though. I'm still gonna go DX.
DX. All right, I'll tell him he's keeping track of these.
Okay. My final question is favorite meal to eat?
Street tacos.
Okay.
I like authentic Mexican food.
Can't go wrong with some
I really
tacos.
like.
Yep.
Yeah, that has to be top of the list.
And Chris.
All right. What I'll do for my final question is give you a chance to basically promote yourself, let people know where they can find you, social media, any upcoming shows, if you have merch, any of that good stuff.
All right. Well, if you don't know by now, my name is the Face Collector Jared Savage. You can find me on every social media platform. Go to thefacecollector.com. It directly goes to my all my links page, which has links to all my social media, all of my merchandise pages, as well as YouTube. Literally, anything that I've got, it's right there. That's the easiest way to find me. And I'm available for bookings. I'm available for podcasts. I mean, hell, just watch my shit, man. I'm out here. I'm working my ass off, and I appreciate any support and any opportunity I get. Also, I represent Mad Bash Wrestling / Mad Bash Studios. We're a podcast. We're a wrestling company. We're so much more. We make movies. All right. Who else makes movies? We make movies. So check us out, and definitely check out Long Live Evil, because I may not make music, but I am 100% a representation of the top underground label. I don't care what anybody's opinion is. We're out here. We're killing shit. And soon everybody's going to know who we are. EPW got a taste. Just know that's the beginning. You're going to see a lot more of Long Live Evil in professional wrestling. And it's not going to just be me. Trust me, I'm not coming alone.
Sounds great. Hey, we appreciate you being on with us tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And we'll maybe try to have you on again sometime.
Yeah, I'd absolutely love to, man.
Well, guys, you guys got anything else before we let him go?
Nope, just thank you for the last minute coming on.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Once again, I appreciate that you guys had me on here. Thank you.
We'll all get together one day and have street tacos.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, we can do that. Definitely do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
I mean, I'm down to do that anytime.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have a good night.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. And Chris, real quick, can you play those videos real quick of the competitors?
Oh yeah, okay. I was trying to see if I still had them in here, but yep.
We're going to play them 4 guys again for this week's round 2 of the promo battle tournament that we're doing.
All right. Who you want to start with?
It don't make a difference. Whoever you want to start with.
Well, maybe. There we go.
Gonzo'S Wrestling Room. Marcus. Miss Kelly. Tony, Chris. Warren, my guy. As you guys already know by now, this is the generational hater, Mr. Friday Night, Mr. Must See, a man of many names, but you could call him one of the greatest tag team wrestlers in Indiana and your AVW
I think it needs one more belt.
Limits champion. I gotta say, they asked me to do this promo and uplift them, but Chris, Tony, there's nothing really to uplift considering you guys are both an average of combined height of 5'5". The only thing you guys need to lift up is maybe a couple of inches in the heels of your shoes. Marcus, Kelly, the Road Warriors, the most consistent people in G.W.R. and independent wrestling as fans. It's respectable, it's commendable, but the problem is the disrespect, the hate on the triple champion, the new age belt collector. You see that? Now, this is a celebration of years of you guys' hard work, and I will commend you for that. But this is also a celebration and a reminder that for years to come, the only thing that G.W.R. should care about is Mike Noble. Because when it comes to everybody else, sorry, all that weight's getting a little heavy on me. There's nobody quite like Noble. And G.W.R., I know you guys recognize that. I'll be seeing you guys around.
That was Mike Noble, our first competitor. Chris, play number 2.
G.W.R. I'm not going to be like everybody else and run you down, all right? Because G.W.R. has been an important piece of Indiana's independent wrestling for years now. Just like the Buck Sexton. Okay, yeah, this doesn't feel right. There we go. That's better. Who would have ever thought that I would talk about you 4 or 5 or however many idiots you have at the show now in anything but disdain? I can't believe you guys would try to pair me up against these other 7 guys in a tournament that should just be named after the Buck Sexton. There's not a person in this state, whether they're on a podcast or not, that can hold a candle to me on a microphone. So everybody, have fun finishing second because the Buck Sexton owns every microphone in Indiana.
That's number 2. That was Buck Sexton. Now let's go with competitor number 3.
So I want to address something real quick. You know, as I'm sitting here on my couch, just got in from a flight, just got back from another state, doing another show, I get a call from Tony Gonzo'S. Chris Gonzo'S. Most of you know them as G.W.R. Saying, you know, hey, we're going to do this thing on our podcast, which nobody cares about, your lame-ass podcast that you talk about nothing on. We're going to do this promo off, and we thought you'd be a good candidate. Did you really? Because who freaking else would be a better candidate than Brody freaking Botkins? As I'm sitting here relaxing, I get my time interrupted by you schmucks. A guy that has short-term memory loss, Marcus Pine, who thinks he's the man, when clearly I'm the damn man around here. You got Tony Gonzo'S and Chris Gonzo'S that don't have a clue of what the hell they're talking about. And then you got Mr. Misery. He's the only one that's got any kind of sense on that show. So, if this is what you needed and this is what you wanted, this is what you got, G.W.R. You wanted a promo. You wanted me to tell you the truth. The truth is, your show sucks. Is that good enough for you?
That was Brody Botkins, competitor number 3. And let's go with competitor number 4, the legend, TJ Powers.
Hell, finally, GRW got some sense. You got the true man, the myth, the legend, superstar TJ Powers. Yeah, that's right. The true legend. And all I have to say about GRW is you guys couldn't find your way out of a wet bag if it was ripped. Chris and Tony, you guys run around in circles at McDonald's. Then you got the world's biggest jabroni, Marcus Fine. And then you have Warren Misery. If he's hanging out with you three guys, it has to be Misery. The only one worth anything on this show is Kelly. And Miss Kelly, you are the best. But for the rest of you, I really don't know where to start. But you can start one thing. The superstar's coming back. And when I come back, things ain't gonna be nice.
That was competitor number 4, the legend TJ Powers. Guys, I think we're going to have a good contest here. We'll see. Chris will have this up on the website here later tonight. Have 3 or 4 days for you guys to be able to vote. Definitely vote. We appreciate it. And we'll get us a winner and have us a final round and get us a champion and go from there. So, guys, I thought it was a good show. I thought Mr. Savage was very good.
Oh, I did too.
All right, you want me to go over what shows I know is happening?
Yeah, go ahead real quick.
Okay, of course, Friday at the Dub. Saturday, WCWO is back in Lebanon, but this time they will be at the Boys and Girls Club. 403 West Main Street in Lebanon, Indiana. Doors at 6, bell at 7, and they're the normal ticket prices for WCWO. And then, of course, we had Travis Southern on earlier for the Eternal Excellence Rumble, Sharpsville Gym on Saturday. They have 30 competitors, but I know at one time, like I said, that first one had like 55. So front row tickets are 15, floor seats are 12, bleachers are 10. Sharpsville Gym, doors at 6-ish, bell 7:05-ish. Going to be a good night. So if you're in Lebanon, if you're in Sharpsville or anywhere else, because I know some Kentucky's feds are running, and I know there's more in Indiana, I just don't know what they are. Get out and support it.
Let's support independent wrestling. A lot of good wrestling out there.
The Mariners are up 10-3 over the Blue Jays right now in the 8th inning.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And Atlanta is ahead of the Buffalo Bills 14-7.
Man, what time that game start?
7 o'clock.
Oh,
yeah, one started at 7. There's 2 games tonight. One started at 7, and the other one starts, I think, 8.
Okay.
But yeah, it's 14-7, and then the Bears and Commanders are getting ready to start on ABC. They start at 8 o'clock on ABC.
Okay. Well, everybody have a good night out there. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully you enjoyed the show.
Yes, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, X, Instagram, all Gonzo Sports Room. The poll for the promo videos will be up on our Facebook page here a little bit later this evening. I'll get them up this evening. Did you have anything else?
No, I think we're good to go. How about you, Marcus?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, everybody have a good night, and we'll see you guys next Monday.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.